I got to go in and I got to do. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. I got caught in phone calls yesterday. I got to go in and I have to do an update on a few things on the site. But before we get into the updates and before I do the update for the next video, we got to talk about this whole gray screen scenario. Now, mind you, we're going to be on multiple sites this summer. I'm going to be in and out of commercial properties like crazy. I'm going to show you demonstrations why gray and white screens don't register for Jack in any of the environments we're going to be walking into. They just don't work, period. I've been in and out of topics, in and out of forums here and there about how people are claiming these gray and gray, well, particularly gray screens, even gunmetal, how they see color and contrast. And we keep explaining to you guys, no, they do not read it, they don't pick it up in any way whatsoever. It's just like the same era when you had white screens that first came out before anybody else. And everybody swore by white screens that they were seeing contrast, they were seeing color. And then the gray paint came out, and then people just saw that really white screens weren't really seeing that color and contrast as they claim. Gunmetal comes out, and gunmetal shows at the end of the day that gray screens are not seeing the contrast and color that they claim. It's always been about color and contrast. And yet people come out there now who try to set the trend and say, oh, it's been about white levels only. If it's been about white levels only, then the only screens you would see are white screens because we physically have white screens. That's why. It's not about white screens, white levels. It's always about color and contrast. That's what it comes down to. If you look it up and Google it, it sits there and says the benefit of a gray screen says between contrast and color. It mentions nothing about a white level. When they design projectors, they don't design projectors with a 3,000, 20,000 to 1 white level. They design it with a 3,000, 20,000 to 1 contrast level. It's always been about the black levels. The whole purpose of gunmetal technology has nothing to do with white levels. I swear I have some people come out there and they're so uneducated on this topic. Gunmetal technology, and the reason why the screens are so tremendously dark is so they can pick up a much higher contrast level than any other screen. The reflective surface is a way for the screen also for gain capabilities, but also too for the screen to pick up a white level because they know at the end of the day, the darker you make the screen, there's a sacrifice level that pops up and says, hey, look, your white levels are going to drop dramatically if you change me to make me darker in order to accommodate the other side of it, which is the contrast and color, which is much needed when it comes to home theater. The thing is that you can't go below a certain level in the sacrifice line because then your screen becomes too dark and becomes unwatchable. We're literally challenging several people in court and several people are being sued on that topic alone by itself. So that tells you the outcome of that one right there. But anyway, moving on. So basically it comes down to, does your projector actually work? Well, your projector only works as good as the screen is being displayed on. I have people sitting there, I watch them in forum sites or go and spend God knows whatever for a projector, and they really believe that whatever bells and whistles that projector possesses, that they're going to be able to get that same image transferred to the screen. Nope, not going to happen. I don't care what you pay for it at the end of the day. If you look up on my promo demonstration, you will see a church with a 7,000 lumen projector. You know how much money a 7,000 lumen projector costs? That's when you start getting into roadhouses. Roadhouses, which means the case, these big, huge monster cases that they stick these giant projectors in. These are very expensive pieces of machinery, and they don't work on a white screen because you know why? You're actually throwing more light at a screen that's having a difficult time already maintaining in an environment that has light in it to begin with. You're actually washing your screen out even faster. This is what happens when you use white screens. This is why you have to darken the environment to lessen the light in the environment so the screen has the ability to be able to show a somewhat of a decent image when you're in the dark. You have a 3,000 lumen projector at ultra short throw for those who have white screens. You have to be in the dark so your image can pull up. You have no distance throw whatsoever, which means your lumen count does not drop by the time from A to B due to the fact you're sitting right up on top of the screen and you still can't see the screen if the lights are on. So that tells you that your screen is having the issue, not the projector. People go out and buy projectors with this really heavy, inky kind of contrast attached to it because they need to pull that contrast level. They need to see it. Funny thing about it is, even with that inky 5,000, 10,000, 5 million, I've seen even 10 million JVCs, contrast projectors, you're still stuck in a dark environment. You turn the lights on, your contrast and color starts to drop dramatically, even with all that power hitting the screen, it still drops. We know we got venues over here galore Done all those tests already. I've done these tests too many times to count. As a matter of fact, what you're seeing right there in the thumbnail is a screen called a splatter screen. This is a screen where we take it and we smear. We paint our screen first on it, black, and then we smear over a gray paint. Put it in a really high, stressful environment with a ton of light sitting in it, and we hit it with a projector. That's a 5,000 lumen projector, Christie LW505 at 1920 at 1200, hitting that screen, and guess what? The gray won't read it. Can't pick it up, can't see it. Doesn't have the capabilities at all. Gray screen paints, and I've done little stories on the wall and wherever we had them at. Showed you that the gray screen has served its purpose. The purpose of the gray screen was to have a better screen than a white screen. If the individuals who make these claims, if you were around in that time and you weren't anywhere to be thought of, because I would have seen you, you weren't around that time. I knew who was around that time because I was around that time. You would have noticed that majority of all the screen paints at that time were gray. And the reason why is because at one point, excuse me, you had daylight. You look at daylight screens when they came out, they never had a gunmetal dark screen. All those screens were like gray and white and so forth. Some of the rest of them, elite screens, all of them. And nobody really had gunmetal right at the time. So a lot of people were copying off Goose Screen. Goose Screen was considered to be the black diamond of projection screens because everybody wanted to be like Goose Screen. Everybody was basically doing these multi-code applications and sane instructions and all kinds of stuff to be complicated, like Goose Screen. They thought more complicated the product is, the better the product would be. That's what they thought. Again, no one wants to spend that much time painting a screen. Of course, I don't myself. So anyway, we came in, we developed a product on a digital and crystal screen paint that took no time to paint in, and that's why you see demonstrations that'll pop up from 8 years ago saying one of the things we talk about is 1 hour or less, because literally it took hours to paint in a screen at that particular time. So you consider the fact that, I look at my name like, did I spell that right? Anyway, so if you look at the fact that at the time, when the gray screen was being developed and everybody was making them, so many people online making gray screen paint products. They were still doing the same tradition, dark environment, because they were following Goose Screen, dark environment, ambient light control. We were doing the opposite. This is the reason why our stuff picked up so fast, because we were doing the very opposite of everybody else. But still, the whole purpose of the gray screen was color, contrast, and to be able to use the screen in a somewhat almost lit environment. But at least it was better than being in a complete dark environment with the white screens, because I remember when the Galaxy, I think DG737, I think it was a knockoff projector, but actually it was a really good knockoff projector. I mean, it literally was a really good one. Everybody was buying them up. They were buying them up and they were hooking them up to the PS2. That shows you how far back it was. And you just see droves of these demonstrations of people in these really super ultra dark environments, blocking out curtains, blocking out the light from the windows, everything, and showing off these demonstrations, because that's where you literally had to be at, because if you turn your lights on, your screen was washed out. It was unheard of. An ambient light rejection technology wasn't even thought of at the time. It was more like a gain of a 0.2 and 2.0 and stuff like that. You know, if you had a 2.0, ooh, you were doing extremely good. I was considered to be real high marks right there. Everything else was like 0.1 and so forth, and 1.0 and all that stuff. But anyway, when you got to that, you know, when people started showing up the gray screens, you just saw somebody come into a room and have a little bit of light. One light bulb in the corner was impressive. Like, what the freak? One light? Really? You got a light on in there? That was impressive back then. You know, it's like watching TV for the first time, the first TV broadcast. Imagine what those people felt at that time. It was that kind of excitement. So then you see these screens popping up all over the place, these great paints, and then you see Goose Screen pop up. And Goose Screen was, God knows, really expensive. It had freaking so many layers, I think 6-layer application and all this. And, you know, everybody wanted to be like Goose Screen. Everybody was designing paints like Goose Screen. That's why I look at the other fellow's videos, because his videos do exactly the same thing that Goose Screen was doing many years back. That's very thin coating, multi-coat application. The only difference between the Goose Screen is once you weren't pushing the paint around the first application, you were literally painting the screen and getting the job done. But anyway, so yeah, it was all about contrast and color. So then you had some darker ones that did come out, but people pretty much at that time leaned toward the mid color mixes. That's what they were about, those mid colors. That was the thing. Now, later on, my many years into it, I saw a screen called Diamond, Black Diamond. Something I've never even seen before. As a matter of fact, a buddy showed it to me. He said, "You ever seen a black projection screen?" I said, "It's impossible. There's no such thing as a black projection screen. They don't even exist. I never even heard of one." This is the reason why I can get into the mindset of people who are being introduced for black technology, because I was already there. My mindset was already there. I didn't believe in it. It was virtually impossible because I made all gray screen paints at the time. Oh, that's impossible. There's no way in the world. How would it even work to begin with? I mean, how would it transfer white light? I mean, that would be impossible. It can't be done. And this is why I can get in the mindset of people who develop these gunmetal technology screens, how you're sleeping and how we're wide awake, because you're thinking the same way I was thinking many years back. The first time I saw a screen, it wasn't black, but from my point of view, from what I've seen, it was considered black. So I'm like, nah, that's impossible. That's got to be a trick. There's no way in the world. All the things that you naysayers thought at the end of the day on how our stuff operates, guess what? I thought the exact same way, except for the difference between me and you is I didn't spend years of my life hating on something. I developed something that was better than what basically I saw that was better than my product. That's the difference between me and you. So I was just so skeptical, like this is not possible. Virtually impossible. Gray screens are the future. That's the way to go. There is no way in the world anything better than a gray screen. And mind you, I've made every screen paint you can possibly think of under the sun. I was contracted and all that good stuff. So, on my birthday, my friend got me a sample sheet of diamond technology. And I was looking at it. When it pulled it, I said, dude, this thing is like having a little TV in your hand. I said, how good is it? He said, no, you understand. It's impressive. I've never seen anything like it. Mind, we're in the gray area of gray screens. I was like, it can't be that good. There's no way in the world that it can be that good. That's virtually impossible. It can't be that good. So I get it home. I go up to my rented room. I put it against the first screen, which I have is one of my Digital One Crystal Screen Paint 2.0s, and it took it apart. It picked up better contrast. It picked up better color. Even the white levels were higher. And just unbelievable. Could never seen anything like it. It was like, literally, like he said, it was like looking at a little TV. That's what it was. It was like, hold on for a minute. There we go. So, as I started pouring out all my products, thinking that I got to have something here that can match this technology, I'm not finding anything. It's beating everything that I had in the shop. Every single thing. In my little rented room, I called my shop, and that's what I called it. It beat everything. So I sat there as I walked home with this sample sheet, thinking that I could basically take on this surface, because I'm thinking at the end of the day, there's no way in the world that how he ended up figuring out how to get a surface to generate a white level colors off a surface that dark. But when I got it home, I realized that it wasn't black. It was actually very, very dark gray. But it was the darkest gray I've ever seen in my entire life. Never seen anything that dark, because remember, I'm used to developing light gray paints. And yeah, it did exactly what it was designed to do. Now, I could have sat there, for you naysayers, little message to you guys real quick. I could have sat there from 8 years ago, and I could have sat there and did nothing with my time. You see these pictures popping up on my account? These are the tons and tons of man hours that went in to develop a black technology. I can even drop back 8 years and show you a company under Digital 4K Crystal Onyx, where I was developing black technology along with beta testers that were testing our technology along with it. I can go that far back. I could have spent my time bickering, full of hatred, upset, angry, and wasting your time. It's 2024. What do you have to show for it? When you think about it, we're going to go off topic for just a second. What do you have to show for it? Nothing. Not a thing. Nothing new, nothing, no tests, nothing at all, period. You couldn't even get contracted if you wanted to. Nobody would touch you because your stuff doesn't work. You have no proof that it works. You have to prove that stuff works. If I apply this stuff to a table, which you're seeing the demonstrations right here for a table display, I have to be to show that not only does it work on a table, but that you could spill things on and all that stuff is completely crack and peel proof. You know why? Because there's a technology embedded into a screen we designed years ago that we literally froze into a block of ice. It has that stuff embedded into it. I can't tell you what it is, but it allows the screen to take on a ton of freaking punishment. That's why we had 250-inch screens sitting in the backyard all season, because we never had to worry about screen cracking or peeling, because it had that particular formula embedded into it to allow it to keep it from cracking or peeling. But anyway, yeah, I spent a lot of time doing dumb stuff. Nothing to show for it but court and lawsuits. Near jail time and lawsuits, pretty much the only thing they got to show for it in 2024. Yeah, not worth it. I, on the other hand, could have sat there and hated on Diamond's technology. What was that going to land me at? Wasting my time hating on their products, developing nothing new. Now I'd be into this new era with gray screen paints. That's literally what I'd be sitting with right now if I didn't basically see what I just saw, what I saw, and decided to get on the bandwagon and get something done. And in the process, you know, with the gray paints, you know, the one thing you guys have to worry about the most besides me, the tones. You literally have paints out there that can do exactly the same thing your products can do, called gray house paints. They all do it. They make it from different shades or different colors. And the fact that we don't see a lot of these demonstrations on display from your websites, from your YouTube channel, clearly shows that you have acknowledged and accepted that my theory is correct. Or us, on the other hand, have beat the crap out of so many black versus black demonstrations. We got more coming. We literally have them posted literally all over our website, like everywhere. But anyway, let's get back to this history. So anyway, yeah, so the gray screen, once the technology under gunmetal has surfaced, this is where you guys start to become obsolete. Well, not so much obsolete. People still bought your products. And the reason why is because of the cost of a gunmetal. Now, for those people that are sitting on your site and you're making statements that my product is just as good as a 7,000, 5,000, no, you really need to stop saying that. I got a screen sitting here underneath my desk called Smarter Surfaces. Whoo! I would say that was one of the darkest screens I have ever seen so far. I got to give it to them. Is this nice? It is. It's nice. Take ours? No. We got an Infinity One black level. There's no. Our screen overpowers it in so many different directions. It's not even, it's not saying it's funny, but it can't overpower our screen. But anyway, for you guys in the day, yeah, that stuff right there is a nightmare. As a matter of fact, it's a nightmare for a few certified screens on top of that. Yeah, you got a way to go with that one right there. But anyway, if you're claiming your charcoal gray is gunmetal, I would advise you go over to Smarter Surface, pay the $25 for the overnight shipping. It's not overnight, it's express shipping, and get a surface shipped into you and see what happens. I guarantee nobody will touch that surface. I guarantee you, bar none. They won't go near it with a 10-foot pole. You know why? Because they know that that's going to destroy their stuff easily. Easily. You got a charcoal gray, that thing will kill your stuff quick. You're not going to get past it at all, period. But we got people out there. I'm hoping that they'll try it. And again, don't tamper with the product. I hate that when people get products and they tamper with them. They try to make their products so good. Don't do that. Be fair. People already know what kind of person you are when you do so. I mean, the first time you tamper with a product and you do something, you're labeled for that forever. But anyway, they should try that. That'll give you a reality check on where your stuff is at. But anyway, the only reason why the gray paints survived is because the gunmetals were really, really expensive. $5,000 screens, $3,000 screens. And for people who basically, when you have a gray screen, guess what your screen is called? It's called a budget screen. That's what you have, a budget screen. You don't have a high performance screen. Your screen is considered under the line of budget. You're next to the white screen, light gray screen, and mid gray screen. You are a budget screen. If you look at elite screens, look at their lineup. They have the white screen. They have the Cinema Gray, which is a budget. It's an $800 screen, even though $800 is a lot, but still $800. And then they have the Cinema Gray 5D, which is $1,500, and then the Dark Star 9, which is $3,000. So that means that your screen, being a gray screen, is a budget screen. You go to a forum site where they have high performance screens, and you go into that category, you'll see the gunmetals all throughout that whole section in there. And the first thing, you go in there and have a conversation with these people, and they'll sit there and go, well, what do you got? And you'll say, well, I got this so-and-so mix, so-and-so and so. Yeah, unless you can show me some proof that that screen can do the same thing mine is, you got a budget. We go in there, and we tell them at the end of the day, you paid too much. You paid way too much for that. Why would you pay for that screen? Oh, my goodness. Does it really work? And we already know we tested all their stuff already. We've already been through all their stuff already. And we'll flash our screen. Fully lit environment, cheap projectors, 150-inch massive screen size, and with their sample sheet laying against our screen, turn it into a white sheet of paper. How you come back from that? You just watch a screen paint take out a physical screen, which was unheard of at one point. Was able to overpower your screen. You can't brag about your contrast levels. Nope, we hold that rank. Can't do that. We're the only ones with Infinity 1. You don't have one. I can walk into any one of the sites, the darkest of the darkest, and go, hey, how many people in here projecting Infinity 1 contrast? You'll watch them all pop up one by one. I'll show up that black screen or shut it down. Can't do it. We can walk in any section we want and we can display because we've done tons and tons of testing to make sure our screens work properly. Now, you have, again, let's get back to the budget. You have a budget screen. That's what you have, a budget screen. So you're not really picking up what you think you're picking up at all, period. You think you're actually seeing contrast. If you could see contrast, you could do that. Your screen could register and you could see images because contrast screens have the ability to be able to absorb light. The other guy was talking about reflect light. No, it's not reflect light. Gray screens and silver screens reflect light. That's the reason why when you're in dedicated theater rooms or in the demonstration, even Diamond showed off when the screen was coming down over top of a white screen, you can see with the white screen being hit with the projector was reflecting light to the ceiling, the floors, the walls, everything. But when a black screen comes down or a darker screen comes down, it's able to absorb the light, and the light does not transfer anywhere else, but it just sticks to the screen. You could produce a snow level and you won't see it bouncing off the walls and ceilings because it's absorbing. This is Wake. I got to mention his name, Wake. I got so many years in this field, and it's like, Wake reminds me of, I'm going to tell you right from the door. Wake reminds me of when you're working at a job and you're a veteran. You've been there since the company opened. You know it, ins and outs of everything about that establishment. We all know what I'm talking about. And you get these noobs that come in. And they want to tell you at the end of the day how to do the job. And you're just looking at them like, okay, this one's not going to last long. He'll be fired by the evening. He'll do something stupid and get fired. You already know what I'm talking about. I worked that job, so I've been there for quite a bit and had some guy come and try to tell me how to do the job. I look at him like, okay, how long you been here? How much of this equipment you know how to operate? No, only 2, right? Okay, all right, sure, you're expendable. That's what it comes down to. I can operate. When I go and work a job, I make sure I know how to run everything in that job. I make sure that if I'm running one machine, I learn how to run all the machines in there. So if any man calls out, I can come in and take that place. Gotta make sure your time is valuable. I had a friend of mine who runs does tractor trailers. Now most people do tractor trailers with the automatic. He did 16 gear sticks. Tractor trailers, which are very rare. You find people that can still run the old school tractor trailers with the stick shift. And everything now is all automatic. When you find somebody can operate every machine in the truck yard, and then we can even operate a sky crane. I mean, almost just by every machine. And this guy was really, really good at it, and they become extremely valuable because they could do the job of 10 people. That's why. Well, anyway, so yeah. You have to be, if you're going to, at the end of the day, even for you certified screens out there, if you're claiming your product is ambient light rejection, you literally have to show a screen as ambient light rejection. See how much light makes contact with my screen, see how far the screen is pushed up to the ceiling, so light constantly makes light to it. You have to be able to back that up. See, show star field. You should be able to do that easily without the screen washing out or fading. Only black screens can do that. If you have a gray screen, it won't work well. It'll actually turn gray. It'll wash out. But anyway, so let's not get off topic here. So let's talk about, okay, so yeah, your screen's outdated. You can't do that. You see that what I'm doing right now? A gray screen can't pull that off. Virtually impossible. Can't read it. You don't pick up contrast. You don't pick up color. The only thing you do is you pick up white levels, but technically you don't, because a white screen, if you're going, who pulls up a better white level, that would be a white screen. Who pulls up better contrast, that would be our black technology. Where do you fit in? Technically nowhere at all. You're outdated. You have to read an infinity contrast level in order to pick up color. You have to have 100% black. For the longest time, people thought at the end of the day, the lighter the color, the lighter the screen paints, the better the color. Nope, you guys were backwards. Even I thought the same thing myself, but we were all backwards. Nope, it is, I can say you with we because I thought of it too. No, it is the darker the screen, the better the color. The guy who developed the OLED sits there and says it right in the demonstration. A lot of people didn't click because you don't develop black technology. And the first thing he said was the perfect black. In the black, you see true color. He's not joking on that one. So you can't read and you can't pick it up at all. We've tested dozens of projectors on dozens and dozens of screens, and people go back and say what your track record is. Where do you want to start? Got a track record a mile long on basically testing out so many different forms of projectors on gray screens, on white screens, you name it, it just won't pick up. It doesn't pick up. So the only thing that kept the gray screens alive is the gunmetal's expensive cost. So gray screen still survives. But the problem you have now is that you have something called tones. They're very, very serious threats because a tone screen is a gray screen. So they're going to have the same failure rate as a gray screen. So they're going to pick up the same contrast as a gray screen. Only problem is it's a much cheaper product than a gray screen. Far, far less cheaper than a gray screen. So they have that to worry about. But still, either way, if you go with the tones or you go with the gray screen, you still have an outdated screen on a projector that's up to date. Because your projector physically won't see the screen. If you are black technology, where do we land at? Well, we're it. That's it. I know some people want to sit there and go, oh, no, we are definitely it. We're it. That's it. There is nothing else. I've done the research. I've searched out eye paint screens. I've been to paint on screens. I've been seen box. I've seen several other paints that, mind you, if you back down from our company, and pretty much I have an extensive library on basically on in this field. And I come for your product because I'm not a noob at the end of the day. I have the video pictures, tons of pictures and demonstrations to back me up for years to come and all the testing I've done. If I come for your product and you back down, we receive cancellations from you. That means your product doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work at all, period. I would be the one at the end of the day that you would want to prove that your product works. Where a certified screen can come to us and try to prove their product works. We've been through all the certifies already. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you honestly, up truth. We've had Diamond. We've Diamond twice. And we went toward Dragonfly. I went down to Dragonfly to pick up one of their screens. And basically we were advised to go pick up a Diamond. So they didn't want to give us a sample sheet. And if they basically feel that I'm wrong on this, hey, send me over an invoice for a sample sheet and I'll buy one from you. But other than that, no, we couldn't get one because I would have had it by now. It was actually a very interesting screen. I liked it, liked the color of it and all. I thought, man, it's probably be a nice, interesting screen to put against our products, but we couldn't obtain it. There are some screens they will not allow us to be able to obtain because they know what our products are about. I literally have to use my two middle names, which I have 4 first names. I have to use my 2 middle names, or 2 middle first names, if you want to put it that way, be technical about it, to order to buy things because people know who I am. I'll walk into a site. I cannot go in there and get anything out of there because they know exactly what we're all about. Because, gentlemen, at the end of the day, my tests are brutal. You see that display right there you're looking at right there? That's a screen paint. I painted to a ceiling at 180 inches, and guess what's sitting in the middle of it? A ceiling light. So when you say that you want to go to a biased person to do tests, unless they're doing our tests at the end of the day, because that's where I expect my product to be going through. I don't expect my product to be going through these candy demonstrations where you guys got blinds pointed up at the ceiling, these dark environments that you're displaying in, and sit there and say that, oh, this is a well-lit extreme environment. No, it's not an extreme lit environment. It's nowhere close to an extreme lit environment. It used to be in a much more brutal and hostile environment. So for us, we know your testings are poor, or extremely poor. Heck, even with the lights, I can take your stuff out. So it doesn't make a difference. We take out certifies with the lights out. So if I can take out certifies, that especially, yeah, with no problem, I don't think your product's going to stand a chance. But when we come for your products, and if you basically are doing things like removing entire states off these shopping carts, and we know who did that one, I'm still shocked that they went that far to do something like that. But they did. They removed an entire state off the shopping cart to keep us from buying from them. Cancellations. I mean, it's not too far-fetched because we went through a dozen cancellations. I mean, if I went through $700 worth of cancellations, what was the odds of me actually being able to get the product over here? Think about it. No, okay. Just to make sure that when we take this person to court, that the judge, he can't come in and say, well, he never made the attempt. Yeah, we did make the attempt. He removed the entire state to keep us from buying. So we got it right there. But anyway, we knew we weren't going to get it. I went through $700 worth of cancellations, all that nonsense I went through over this guy, and I watched him pull an entire marketplace down. You really think I was going to get my hands on that stuff in the day? No, we weren't going to get it. There's no any way he could have that product come over here. It would. He already knows from the door it doesn't work. I'm the last person you want to basically deny an order on. You really don't want to deny orders on me. Because again, if my product is supposed to be that bad at the end of the day, and I'm the one challenging you to go buy your product, I'm the one giving you money. You're not buying anything from me. I'm buying from you. And you deny my order, that does not go well for you at all. That could you single-handedly can destroy your business. If we come towards you to buy a product from you and you deny us, this will not go well for you in any way. And the reason why it won't go well for you because it's going to destroy your credibility. And apparently, what I'm finding out now that, I mean, I'm not bragging here, but my screen is the big dog. Because I noticed that everyone copies our stuff. I don't copy y'all labels. What do I need your labels for? I design my own labels. I don't copy y'all specification sheets. No, we don't do that at all. We don't lie on our specification sheets. We don't want that done to death, but it's a headache. Yeah, y'all copy us. We don't copy y'all. Y'all want to be us. That's what it comes down to. That's why y'all work so hard to try to destroy what we build, because you guys either want to be us or you want us out of the way due to the fact that we won't do the same thing you guys are doing, as in ripping off customers and being in poorly lit environments and no tests, no batch numbers. Matter of fact, speaking of batch numbers, I got to do batch numbers today. You know, just poor demonstrations. That demonstration alone by itself, I can stick that under a challenge. It will never be met. It don't work. All right, so let's get back to the history of all this. The budget screens. Well, yeah. So anyway, where our technology falls in at being number one, well, we can take out certifies. That's it. I mean, the only option you have, truthfully, go to a white screen. That screen's absolutely horrible. We actually we upgrade those screens to the technology we have here. You could go toward the household paints. We call them the household paints because, again, there's no testing underneath these products, and you still don't know at the end of the day if you could have went to Home Depot or Lowe's and did the exact same thing, because, again, they haven't done those tests yet, so you don't even know that. But you've seen some already matched, so that should give you an idea of where you're at. You're not going to see contrast. You can't pick up color. You can't be using fully lit environments. That stuff definitely doesn't work outside in any way whatsoever. We tested it. We know it doesn't work outside. No matter what projector we chose, and we have a huge list of projectors, none of them would work. I had a thing called a multi-screen setup where we have 3 screens running at the same time. And we put a screen paint on each one with a different projector. None of them saw color. None of them saw contrast. Didn't work at all. And then with the accounts of house paint and fabric, we did testing behind camera. Every single one of them matched. That's why I came with the Network Grade 773, because I was like, gee whiz, this stuff is so close to gray paint. Who's to say they're not selling you house paint and sprinkling some Christmas glitter and saying, voila, it's something new. And they hit it with a high-powered projector. This is what you're going to get from the image. And put it in an ambient light controlled environment. You need this to optimize the view and pleasure. You got scammed. Yeah. 2 million to 1 contrast projector. Yeah, you're going to see a different contrast level on that. You take 2 gray screens, you take a projector with a 20,000 to 1, show a star field. Take a projector with a 2 million to 1, show a star field. Which one do you think is going to pick up an inkier black? It'll be the one with 2 million. Because if that was the case, why not spend $3,100 for that projector? You might spend $1,400 for the other one. You know, I mean, it's just going to do the same thing anyway, right? No, you're going to see a difference on a gray screen. Black technology, I can get a projector with 2 million to 1, and I can get a projector with 100 to 1. You couldn't tell one from the other. So, there you go right there. We've done that already. We did 4K versus 720p. So we've done that one. I came up a couple of times in comments where people will contact us and ask us, do I really need to spend the money for 4K? And we'll tell you, no, you really don't have to spend the money for 4K. You have to spend the money for 4K if you have a gray or white screen, because you have to put something back into the screen that the projection screen can't see. I've done that demonstration. PX747, Bought that projector. Got a 720p projector. I paid $150 for it. One was $1,400. Put them side by side. Couldn't tell one from the other. We had literally people making a mistake. Oh, that's it. Nope, nope, that's the 720p. Did it multiple times. I couldn't tell which was which. And not in a dark environment. These screens were sitting right up in my other house where I had condensed light hitting the screen, plenty of light in the environment. Can't tell one from the other. Did it with 720p versus 1080p and 1080p versus 4K. You couldn't tell one from the other. All right, so, well, we got to get to the topic of ambient rejection, but we'll do that tomorrow. Let's go over here and let's grab something else besides ceiling demonstrations. We got some outside demonstrations. See all these pictures? Yep, a lot of work. A lot of work, people. Countless hours of work. See? When you guys are sitting there showing demonstrations of your blinds, pointing up at the ceiling going, oh, it's just sprinkling light around the environment. That's a joke to me at the end of the day. I do stuff like this. This is a 150-inch screen outside at around 10 o'clock in the morning showing fish on a projector that cost me way under 200 bucks. Ain't no Christmas tree lights splashing around that thing at the end of the day. Black screens or our black technology. I can't say about others. Others I've seen so far that are not properly tested. They come out gray. I've seen that in several different demonstrations. Someone's product claiming to be black come out gray. That's actually awful. Took 4 hours to paint the screen down. Product was streaking like crazy. The original primer, which is what you need. Some people need primer to paint over a surface. It doesn't do any good to paint over a surface and prime your wall to get it ready for a screen that literally does not adapt to the primer. That's so backwards. That's so backwards. It's unbelievable how backwards that is. You got to choose a darker primer because you use less paint. No, how would you use less paint? This being a wall. I had to explain this to one of the naysayers who can understand this because I think he understands what he just said out of his mouth. See this right here? All right, so this is a wall right here, right? Now, if I paint this gray first, right, and then I apply your product, and your product seeps through, and I can still see bits of the gray of the previously primed wall, you advise me to paint it black. I use less paint. So I paint the entire wall over again black, right? How would I use less paint? I still would have to cover the areas that are black that I would paint. So that means I use the same amount of paint that I would use on the black, I would use on the gray. You gotta listen sometimes. You really gotta listen to sometimes when people speak. But anyway, so our technology becomes the more superior technology. Gunmetals can't match this because gunmetals, basically the whole purpose of a gunmetal is not as white levels. The purpose of gunmetal is its ability to pull up an extremely high contrast level and beautiful colors to be able to maintain in fully lit environments because they work well with ambient light rejection technology, even though they're in controlled environments. Our technology, on the other hand, sees an infinity contrast level, which means we overpower gunmetal. And because we see infinity contrast, it means we read a 100% color balance, which I've showed you in multiple demonstrations. This is the reason why none of these companies have ever taken me to court and said I've lied about my demonstrations, because they know that I'm telling the truth. And as for ambient light rejection demonstrations, well, you can't take a certified screen outside. I'm not going to tell you the reaction of what happens because I had tested to see what happens, but it doesn't go well. So they only screens they have, and what I've seen from Elite screens, they have something called Yardmaster. Yardmaster is light gray, I think light gray, white, and silver. Yeah, that doesn't go well outside either. So we have the best when it comes to ambient light rejection technology, and we have the best when it comes to contrast capabilities, and we have the best when it comes to color balance. Outside, more test demonstration. These are actually all tests. Yeah, got to be in there, get the work in. Get the work done. So this is a demonstration on a Sony ultra short throw projector at $300. We're on a black screen showing a white screen. So even at 3,000 lumens on an ultra short throw, your white screen outside can't read jack. Doesn't pick up, doesn't register at all, period. More countless tests. You don't see red. You don't see any colors at all. Nothing picks up. I get this all the time when people have white screens outside. The first thing they'll say is, well, Ken, I'm going to be outside in the dark anyway. You know, Really doesn't make a difference. Yeah, it does make a difference. You really aren't seeing any color. Even if you wait until sundown, it's nice and dark outside, you still can't pick up jack. Your screen's coming up washed out. This is why I'm gonna do barbecues and I go to people's homes and they pull out a white screen. I'm like, oop, it's time for me to vacate. I mean, I don't leave. I just go. I don't watch it. There's no point. This right here is a wallpaper screen. This is one I'm using on site. One of these. This is going to have the new CINEMAX, or what do you call it? Can't think, Alpha CINEMAX. Sorry about that. See the light right here? For the fellow who keeps opening up a door in this demonstration, saying we're at extreme light, please stop doing that. Stop it. Your screen physically has to be in a door. This is how close your screen has to be. Anytime you open up a door, see that screen all the way over here? That would have nothing to do with the lighting here. It wouldn't make it. No way in the world would make it. So if I were to open up this door and have a screen way over here and go, look, the light, no, this has nothing to do with this over here. Now, if you take your screen and you stick it in the window, now it has something to do because it's right next to it. See the overhead light? See how it's making contact here? See that light all around the screen? This is why we show the screens with the projector off, so you can see how much light is making contact with the screen at all times. Now, see the screen right here in the doorway? See the angle gain on the black level? See the light striking it right here, right here? See how the image pulls up? See, when you see the OLED demonstration, you see a heavier black level here, and you see a black level here. You should be able to pick up several different tones. Look at my environment. See the sofas, see the sound bar, see the stand, see the door. This is if I'm looking at a demonstration, someone's claiming to have a black screen. This is what I'm looking at. I'll look at my videos the same way I would look at someone else's videos when I'm looking for a black level to match the actual screen. This is why I have black surfaces in the environment, because I know if I bump into a person, such like myself, that's going to be looking for these particular key areas to make sure my screen is registering black, I have it there for them to be able to read, because I would want to see it myself. So everything in here that's black is matching the screen at all times, which means your screen registers black, not gray. See the rug? Rug's gray. See, real close, you can see this. Rug is gray, screen's black. Door is black, stand's black, screen's black, sofa's black, soundbar's black, see? Because they'll pick up on that. I pick up on it all the time. First thing I do is when somebody says they have a black screen, I look at the environment and go, no, you don't, because your speakers are not even matching it. Well, anytime you show off contrast levels, and it's up to customers too, a bit of an educational field for you, all contrast levels should be displayed in fully lit environments. The reason why this is very important is because the ambient light control factor. People have a habit of putting screens in ambient light controlled environments to try to make the screen look better. When you stick it in an environment that has no control and it's direct light constantly hitting the screen, your contrast levels will dramatically drop if your screen does not have an Infinity 1 contrast level attached to it. You don't have to be in controlled environments. There we go. Look how beautiful that looks. Any angle that you turn, that surface should pull with no problem whatsoever. See the white levels pull up. See the bars? For a person who can get the bars correctly, your bars are gray. Man, people watch cinema movies all the time. They know the difference between black and gray. You know, it's just an insult that someone's going to come on there and just lie to you and tell you that the bars are gray. We're all looking at, are black. We're all looking at the gray. See that door right there? That's a cast iron door right there. It's a steel door. You see the color of my stand? My stand is black. See the bars? Bars are black. See my sofa? Sofa's black. It's supposed to match. Everything's supposed to match. Chairs, all that, they're all black. Everything there is black. Even the movie sofa way in the back is black. So that's why I have them in there, so people can see. See that white level popping up? I had to go through a white level test. We go back showing the black again. How much light hits the screen again. We go show a football game. That's why the wallpaper is going to be such a huge hit. This, like I said, it's the same stand setup I'm going to be taking with me when I go on site. Now, the same demonstration I did here, I did on site. Except for on site had much more light than this. Now, for those of you who have certified screens, at the end of the day, you're thinking, hey, look, here's the bottom line. Our technology is better. It is. It's far better. It's far better because, again, I said we can read 100% in contrast and Infinity 1. You can't read it. You won't pick it up. You won't see it in any way whatsoever. And I've tested enough certified screens to make that statement. See those white levels? See the color balance? White level balance right there. Boom. But anyway, as I said before, yeah, and you're going to spend $5,000 for a screen. Our screen paints are under $500. Even with the wallpaper technology we have coming out, the FLE technology coming out, that stuff is way so far beyond the ultra short those screens. And we don't have the screens customized for just ultra short though. No, our technology runs everything except for the knockoffs. We won't do the knockoffs. But anything else, if you got an ultra short though, you can run it. If you got a long, you can run it. You don't need a special screen for that. I've seen that with some of the certified screens. You can't run everything off of it. You have to have a certain screen for a certain projector. And ultra short, those aren't cheap. And neither is the screen that goes with it. It's not cheap either. So that becomes expensive. Ooh, check this out. Outside again. Isn't that beautiful? That's a 720p projector doing that. On top of that, you're not forced to spend the money for expensive projectors, which you have to with these screens, because again, they don't have the capability to be able to produce at infinity black level. Our customers don't have to spend all that money. As I showed you on site, they give me the power to pick over their projectors, what to get for them. Some of my customers will contact me and say, hey, I'm going to spend $2,000. No, you're not paying up $2,000 for a projector. You've lost your mind at the end of the day. Not with our stuff, you won't. No, you don't need it. It's not necessary. Gray and white screens, you have to spend that money. Now, for someone who sits there and says, oh, we saved you hundreds. No, you really can't. They haven't saved any money at the end of the day. Your setup costs more than mine. You spent $3,100 for an ultra short throw projector with a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast that you literally can't use in a fully lit environment because it'll wash out. Anything wrong with the projector? No, ain't nothing wrong with the projector. It's the screen. You can't read. That's why in constant dark environments with little light splash behind the back of the screen because you can't read. And if you could read, you could take that projector outside, blow it up to 140 inches, like I did with the Optima GT 5500, and display it outside. And show everything. Starfield can't do that. Your screen won't read it. The projector can't read the screen. Nothing wrong with the projector, just can't read it. It's gray screens. It's an obsolete screen. Technically, you're not supposed to be using 4K and 1080p projectors on gray screens. It's just be gunmetal or black. At the time, our black technology exists, but it had to be gunmetal, much darker screens. That's what you're supposed to be using it on. All right, it's outside having some fun. Oh, we got projector mapping applications. I'm just blowing through some stuff real quick, just showing exactly where our test levels fall at compared to everybody else's. Any mapping applications demonstration? No, guess we're the only ones who done that one. Yeah, we are the only ones that actually did it. So that right there is a technology called Lightform. I think it's called Lightform. I think it is. Yeah. So in order for a projector mapping, in order for it to be able to read off your screen, it has to be to register, and a high amount of white light has to transfer off the screen in order for the scanner to pick it up. And our screens are black. Now, first time we showed these off at Lightform, they were like, oh, that's not going to happen, because most of the demonstrations we saw were on white screens and gray screens, because they thought that'd be the best way for the scanner to pick up. Nope. We did it on ours. We could pull up a contrast level. I can make my wall look just like a vortex. I got to make myself another portal. I think I'm going to do. I'm going to design. Oh, that would be cool. I wonder. I experiment with my unit. I'm pretty sure I can tether that thing. If I can tether that thing, I can bring that thing on site. Yeah, download the program into a tablet. I think I have this thing download, and take it on site and do portals. You know how cool that would look on site, a portal. Woo! And that'd be cool because we could do the screen circle. So if you're doing a port, that's why we did the screen octagon. Because if we did the screen square, they would say, oh, anybody can do that. Yeah, try doing it on an octagon screen. That's why we made the screen that shape, because you would have to have projector mapping to do that, to fit it in just right. You'd have to scan it in. Yeah, we got to do a portal. We got to do that. Oh, we could do a front and rear, because our technology, we have front and rear technology. We could do a front and rear portal. That would be a kick. All right, I got to dig into that. I got to unbox my unit and see if I can go into the programs. If there's a way we can tether it. We can tether it. That'd be fantastic. The program's on here. We got to get the program. Oh man, I think it's a pain in the neck to do. I swear. At least I got all the bugs out. I think I can transfer the program to a flash drive and upload it onto another machine. So that way, basically, I can have it on 2 different units. Because yeah, I need to get this on site. You definitely got to do a portal. Let's see. Gaming applications. This is where I built my own custom gaming screen. Oh, here's some more tests right here. I told you, got to have all these tests done. They don't want to do them. This test right here is white level test. So we have to test black screens on this all the time. This test right here basically shows where our white levels pick up at. Make sure they're not coming up too dark. Now, we already put them under black paint already. We know the difference between our product and black paint, but we need to see where the white levels lay at. This is a very important test because this is needed on any site that we walk on that has white projection screens. We have to be able to show that our technology is going to come up bright enough so they can see the screen. I had to do this live all the time. So we have to run these tests all the time. A lot of work. I wonder how many pictures I have so far. I'm just curious. Sorry, people. I got a lot of work to do today. Thought we had this discussion. Discussion is not going to go on for a long time. I don't want to do 3 hours into this. Really just don't. But anyway, it's just to tell you at the end of the day that, yeah, you got a white screen out there, you got a gray screen out there, even a gunmetal. You are not really picking up contrast. You're not picking up color. You don't have real ambient rejection technology, and you do not pick up an Infinity 1 contrast level. You can't read it at all, period. You spent all this money for a projector, and some of you probably spent very little. Some of you probably spent a lot of money for a projector, and you don't get exactly what you think you're getting out of your projector. All those bells and whistles that you're reading off your machine, you're not getting any of that at all. If you're getting some of it, but not as much as you should be getting off of it. Let me see right here. Go back to my menu. Those are all tests on here. Outside window technology. More black level demonstrations. What we got going on here? Yes, other technology you're working on. Hold on. Oh, these are the old demonstrations from back in the day. That's under the Digital One products. All right. Bottom of that one, anyway. Tabletop technology. Oh, man. Entire rooms done. This is one I just showed off in the demonstration that yesterday at Picture Slideshow. You should be able to do that easily. No doubt about it. You should be able to do that without your screen washing out. You should be at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You literally should be able to run a screen. Run it off the ceiling and run it off the wall at the exact same time. Should never have a problem with that. If you can't do that, your screen's not working properly. Gray screen, completely be gone. And both levels, white screens won't register or pick up. Running 2 projectors at the same time. One's 140 NEC, the other one's $60 on the floor, ultra short throw. This is one of the ones we displayed. We did the projector for a screen here, and we did floor displays. And no, they do not work for floors. Can't use gray screens on floors. We did all that test already. Can't run them on floors. Because the problem you're going to have is, were we on site for this one? No, we weren't on site for this one. Oh, we did this one. Hold on for a minute. You can't run them off floors because if you turn the lights on, they wash out. There we go. You know what paint this is. Yeah, this is his paint. This one, and this is 2 white surfaces right here. Some more tests we ran. Mind you, no dark environments. We do these in fully lit environments. This is how the screens have to work. They don't read. All the testing we've done, they don't read. They won't pick up. Now, when I go on site, I'm going to have a little container of network gray 773 with me. Some gray. I like that. Some nice gray paint. And I'm going to have a white surface. We'll pick up a high. I want a really high white surface. I want something with a 0.9 with a high insane gain attached to it. And then we'll show you that when we go on site, no matter what commercial environment that we walk into, that a gray and white screen will never register an environment. Now you see my white levels? That's my white levels on my black technology. That's as low as they will drop next to a gray and white surface. Because we've done this test already. I've done tests on so many versions of gray paints versus my product. It's not even funny. And white surfaces. This is the lowest will drop. That's it. This is what the individuals are going to have a real rough time in court with, because they portrayed our product to look darker and they didn't read and all this other nonsense. So they're going to have to be able to prove that. If not, then, you know where that's going. So there you go. Not going to go well, as I said before. Our stuff's all tested. I could do that right in the courtroom. No problem. And again, these are very serious charges. Very serious charges. I mean, some of these, I'm talking right now, these detectives back and forth. You're talking about some very serious jail time. I mean, minimum amount of jail time, roughly 5 or 10 at most, because there's so much of it. There's so much of it. It's been done for so many years, and the involvement and the time these guys put in, yeah, they're talking about roughly a minimum would be probably about 5 to 10. Now we're requesting maximum. We're requesting 30 years maximum. Lawsuits are in the millions. But yep. And I have these tests are very important when you're doing that gray paint. You have to be to show the difference. See, can't pick up on the star fills either. All right. Oh, come on, man. Do you really got to drag that with you? That's my cat over there being a butthole. Stop being a butthole. Yeah, do butthole. Oh, outside. 250-inch screen display. Woo! This thing was a monster. This demonstration, I'm glad I utilized the daylights out of this environment. We had everybody listen to the sound system. They were up on the top floor pulling the curtains back, trying to see if they could see the screen, and the screen was on this side. I done come out a couple of times, walk out and look at the screen and come back in and go, gee whiz, that thing is freaking huge. Why not? I mean, you figure that you got all that backyard back there, might as well utilize it. And that's what I did. Went out there and put up a 250-inch screen. It was interesting, too. Learned a lot when I actually put up a 250-inch screen. How to anchor it and all that stuff. So that same knowledge I have at the end of the day, I can pass that on to customers because I have that knowledge of doing it. And that's on the projector I have sitting behind me. That's my 720p projector, my Chrissy. I paid $270 for it. That's it. $95 for the surface. And a gallon of this product is around $362. We had a customer coming in buy 2 gallons because he's going to do he's going to do several screens with this product. That's going to be doing today. We're going to be doing batch numbers today. Another thing too, batch numbers. Can't express that enough. You need to have batch numbers under all products. We literally just watched this craziness go on of someone's product, literally, well, the PSPs, whatever that stuff called premium paints. We literally watched that stuff go into a freaking fiasco of nightmares, where that product basically turned gray on 3 different occasions. And even at one point, we saw somebody come in, and we know who, Jamie, we're gonna put you out there, went in and basically covered the screen black, painted the screen black. Everybody in the forum site literally looked at the video like, you know, his handle's not matching. That's supposed to be black. Your handle would match. If it's black, it would have matched. Yeah, came out gray and it coated it. If that was the case, then we would have had no problem getting the order. There was a number of things why people are saying, wow, the whole PA incident where they removed our entire state to keep us from buying a product. Yeah, he became a joke after that. He was already, I hate to put it this way, and sorry to go on this road, but it is what it is. His products are a joke. They are. It's a joke. You know, you come in to buy the product and you remove the entire state. That is really embarrassing that you are that terrified of your product's not working when we bring it over here for testing. Because you know what's going to happen? We brought the product over here. I guarantee you that stuff would have turned gray on us. Can't sit there and say that we slandered you. We watched it happen. And even in your own demonstration of the paint turning gray. How do you take the same bucket and you paint the screen down on the floor and you can see it's not black? You can clearly see the streak marks and everything that's going on. It's coming up gray. And then you take it and you give us a close-up view and it's gray. And literally just watched it happen. Everybody saw the pour out the whole 9 yards and then lie, come back in. The other fellow does the demonstration. He comes up gray. And then he lies on camera and comes back in and does another video and removes out the two main areas showing that the screen's gray. Well, we saw it anyway. We saw it anyway with the sample sheet at the bottom, but still try to continue and lie. Got upset, cursed on camera, went into a rant, and then got into another video and started ranting about some, I hate to say this word, testicles and a water under a sink in a jug. I have no idea. I don't care to find out what that is. It's just creepy all the way around. But anyway, got into a rant about the best of the best and the king. Gentlemen, really? This is why no one takes yourself seriously. Let's be honest here. No, they consider your products to be jokes. Your products, number one, not only do they prove they don't work, but the way you guys carry yourselves in business, your kids. A contest? The King's contest? We don't do contests. We do challenges, contrast challenges, ambient light rejection challenges, certified challenges, stuff like that. You know, when you have to really test your products and make sure they actually freaking work. I don't have time for no King's challenge. It's like I'm trying to get a membership at your clubhouse. No, I got work to do. I'm a man at the end of the day. I got things that have to be done. You see this technology, your screen right there, 250 inches display. How much hard work it took to put that thing in. While you guys were sitting there twiddling your fingers, trying to figure out ways to slander me, I was building a 250-inch screen. What did you do with your time? Nothing at all. But come up with these dumb, ridiculous challenges. Here, I got a challenge for you. How about I make a product that actually works? That's a fantastic challenge right there. Because what you guys are doing is you're not taking the business seriously. You're ripping people off in the process. And then you're charging people, trying to make money off a product that doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. You're in very serious delusional denial. And this is the reason why I've stopped entertaining you at all, period. At all. Once we came in to try to get the product, to buy it, and I saw that you removed an entire state, I'm thinking, these are kids at the end of the day. They have no idea what they're doing. You're just afraid. You're like the dog behind the gate. You bark and bark and bark, but the minute the gate opens up, you lick my hand. That's literally what you do. Jamie made that same statement, and we came to buy from him. And what did he do? He did a lot of barking. He gave me back all my money, and he got mad on the receipts. You guys show a history of this, constant cancellations. And then the two people that were hyping you up, you threw them clean under buses. Even the other one. Now, the part I don't understand is, Jamie painting the screen black to try to give it the illusion that it actually works. If that was the case, then we would be the last people you would want to deny an order from. Because we would be the one at the end of the day that you would want to prove that your theory is right. And the same theory, and the reason why you want it to be right, because you're getting sued. It isn't just talk on YouTube of just saying, oh, it's product. No, you're literally physically getting sued. So I would think that would be one thing you would want to prove that actually does work when it comes to your product versus us. And if you guys can't back that up, and I told you before, he wasn't going to send it over. A couple of reasons why, because he can't put his address on it. Dan can't put his address over. He can't let us have his address. Oh, heck no. We'll get it either way, because he's under investigation anyway because of the whole conspiracy with Jamie and the whole started the rumor nonsense. He's in that. He's actually in that chart. But oh no, he can't send the address over. Because he sends that address over. I told you 2 people would get it. I'm not putting your address out there for other people to hack because it's none of their business. It's just between me and you. That's it. I'm not that type of person. I'm not putting it out there. Unless you're publicly domain, you're on record at an LLC, then yeah, everybody has rights to that at the end of the day, not just me, everybody. But other than that, no, the two people that were going to get that was the lawyers and the police detectives units that are involved into it. And the reason why you couldn't send it over because you had involvement on doing things that you should not have done and you broke laws. It clearly shows at the end of the day that this is not going to go well in court because we can honestly say, hey, we tried to order the product, but you removed an entire state, and you're going to be questioned in court. Why did you remove the state? Yeah, he's going to be questioned in court on that. We're going to make sure that the judge knows that he removed the entire state to actually keep us from buying these products from him, the history we had from him, from buying products from him, and they're going to question him on why he removed the state. So he may not give it to you now, but we'll get it when we get in court on why he did it. Either way, they don't take the business seriously. They really just don't at all. Oh, by the way, what you see in the thumbnail, that's crow's paint right there in the thumbnail. Yep, that's his product. Smeared across the screen. Didn't register for nothing. It doesn't work. Now, I know for a fact that that stuff doesn't work because I used to make that product back in the day. And when I put that diamond technology against my screen, I was like, oh, shoot, this is freaking incredible. Like, there is no way in the world we're going to be able to survive. This is way before the tones came out. Seeing that, knowing I had to change that product. Oh, this is our other technology and on projection screens. There we go. Ultra short though projector, projection screen right there, motorized projection screen. Now, I guess he made some statement about our products cracking and peeling. Do you have any idea how many motorized projection screens I have painted in? Actually, a lot more than you guys combined together. I've painted in screens of 150 inches, 120 inches, 92 inches, customized screens, tension screens. I've painted just all none of them have ever cracked or peeled. Not one. So I even had them outside. I had a motorized projection screen outside. I've done that about a dozen times. Full lit environment. Now, notice real quick to the person who had the screen outside. If you look at the screen here, you notice, you will see that, see our black paint? See the color of the casing, right? So that's all black, right? It's all black, no gray, no gray. It even matches the black projector, even matches the black cords. That's how you know. I can't believe we're going to have this demonstration to talk about this. We shouldn't have to talk about this. If you don't know the difference between gray and black, stop it. Just stop it altogether. You're supposed to all match. All is supposed to match all together. And I see people ask us about that. More of the 250-inch screens. Let me see. Oh, outside inflatable screens. Yeah, let's go check these out. Yeah, this is my inflatable screen outside. This is going to be a big hit when we finish off the formula. Well, I haven't decided what to go with that yet. I was going to design a formula so people could do it themselves, but then I'm thinking maybe I want my own inflatable projection screen. So that's what I'm thinking on, designing our own. Because there's a lot of things I do want to fix about the inflatable screen. See that power cord right there? I had to constantly keep power running to this thing. I hated that. That woo, or just hearing that blowing noise, didn't like it. So I definitely want to design one where basically you don't have to go through all that at all, period. Blow it up and you're done. Just like an air mattress. Well, you know, air mattress leaks and everything. Anyway, but blow it up and you're done. That's it. And on top of that, oh, I can't tell you about any of that. Can't tell you anything. We're actually going to redesign. We're going to design one for ourselves. They're not hard to put together. They really aren't. They really are hard to put together. But anyway, I got a friend of mine coming in. She's a fantastic sewer. She is going to be hooking all this up for us, so we can bring out black inflatable screens. Let me see. Let's go back out of this. Where are we at on this one? Clip artwork. More demonstrations on white level tests. On why white screens do not work. For lit environment. This is when I first moved in. Yeah, because I didn't have a frame to the screen. I stretched it right to the screen. Yeah, there we go. Don't work. Don't work. Don't work. Don't work. They don't register. Let me see. That's for court. Let me see. Ooh, splatter screen. Yeah, this is fun. Did one of these on the wall before I painted it. That's the apartment. There we go. Bump, 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 bump. See that? Got to be to pick up that contrast level. White screen, won't see it, won't register at all. That's 5,000 lumen crispy. Also, two hitting the wall really doesn't make a difference. Let me explain something to you. If you go out and you buy a high lumen projector, most people will buy a high lumen projector because they figure that the image that's traveling on the projector, when the projector produces an image, it's traveling at 5,000 lumens. It's not traveling at 5,000 lumens. The minute your projector takes off, depending on how far the projector is sitting back and how much light you have in the environment, that's going to tear away at your 5,000 lumens dramatically by a lot. So your screen needs a certain amount of lumens to generate and push your image back. You just have to make sure you have enough as the projector is traveling through and it's dropping lumens as it's making it to the screen. So I kind of watching a snowman walk through a desert to get to another area that is full of ice. As he starts to travel more and more, he starts to deteriorate. And as he gets closer and closer, he needs enough of him left over that by the time he hits the ice level, then he basically has a survival rate. Best way of putting it. That's what happens to your lumens. You don't start off with 5,000 and end with 5,000. You end with much less because your lumen count starts to drop. This is why venue projectors have these insane amount of contrast lumens attached to them, because they know they're going to be losing. They're not going to have 5,000 lumens when they start off with. They're going to lose a lot of that, depending on how far they're going to be back and how much light's going to be in the environment. Ultra short throws, on the other hand, do not suffer from this because they're sitting boom right on top of the screen. So they don't have to worry about that. They lose less lumens, but their images are still poor. They still can't read contrast. They still can't read color. And they still be stuck in ambient light environments, which that was not the whole entire purpose of the ultra short throw. It's meant to be like a TV. Can't use it like a TV. That's the sad part about it. So when you see people with 30,000, 70,000, 8,000, 50,000 projectors, it's because they have these projectors in environments that they know that they're not even going to have that. They're not even close to that by the time that thing takes off. That's why we do demonstrations at 1,000 lumens outside. Do you have any idea how fast 1,000 lumens gets ripped up outside? Extremely fast. How many lumens you think are left over that makes contact with that screen? Mine, that screen's jet black. So that screen has to generate enough light on whatever it's left over at 16 feet that's traveling at 1,000 lumens. Whatever's left over, pick it up, magnify, and push it back at me so I can see it. That's what some people don't understand the concept of when we use 1,000 lumen projector. When you do it in a dark environment, that's easy. There's nothing to fight with the screen. This is why when you take a white screen and you take 1,000 projector and you stick it in a dark environment, it picks up a better image. You got more lumens making contact with the screen due to the fact there's less light to actually tear away at the lumens. On top of that, the screen is actually sheltered. It's not absorbing any light either, so that way it's not washing out as fast. When you stick that in a fully lit environment, what happens is your screen is gone. It's not even there. And the lumen count, pretty much whatever is left over and what can make it to the screen can't absorb enough to push it back at you because it's reflecting too much light around the environment, which is washing your screen out completely. I did it with Mr. Mannequin. I actually did that test with Mr. Mannequin. Some people say, you know what you're talking about? Oh, yeah, go look up for my dedicated theater rooms. You'll see in there on my YouTube channel, and it'll show you a guy called Mr. Mannequin, and we show you exactly how much the color drops dramatically when you're in fully lit environments with a white surface, and then when we darken the environment, it actually gets a little better. We've done this multiple times. But yeah, so that's why when people sit there and says, oh, he's using 4,000, 5,000 lumens. Oh, you do not understand how lumens actually work. So you can understand this, that you don't start with 5,000, you don't end with 5,000. Nobody does. That's virtually impossible. What kind of freaking projector you have at the end of the day? You got a Death Star back there? There's no way in the world. It's virtually possible. So consider the fact at 4,000 lumens, at 27 feet back, outside, hitting a screen at 250 inches, considered how much light at 250 inches the screen is taking in. There's no ceilings out there. There's no walls. There's no windows. There's nothing out there to protect a 250-inch screen. It is out there for all of light to hit contact with that screen. We're at 4,000 lumens and we're 27 feet away. We're outside. So very little hit that screen. That's why people were impressed by the demonstration. They're like, gee whiz, you got that to work at 4,000. Usually, someone will come in with a projector at between 10 to 20,000 lumens to hit that screen. Yeah, that's what's so impressive about the 250. Now, for other people look at it, some people see it and they go, wow, it's pretty cool. The image just comes that sharp and bright. They pick up on it. And for other people, naysayers in the day can't read it and understand it. The concept of what we're doing in the demonstration. You don't know how to break it down. Same thing here. Fully lit environment, white wall. It's not reading. The white wall can't read the OLED horse. There's two shades going off at the exact same time if you look at it. We have the background, which is a solid black. We have the mane of the horse, and then we have the body of the horse. If you look at the sound bars are actually matching. And you can see the two shades fire off. The background, which is jet black, and then the OLED horse. Several shades are popping off. Yeah. Gray screens can't read it because gray screens don't read it in infinity black level, and therefore they can't read the multi-shades that go off. Let me see. How was this splatter? Is it on for you? So you see how beautiful color tone pulls up. Look at her dress. Now look at the rest of the wall that's not painted. See how that's all washed out? You can't see it anymore. You can only pick it up on our technology only. So without that technology, your projector doesn't function at all, period. I'm not trying to force you people into buying our products. It's up to you. You have, do the research. You go to our sites and stuff, you can see we're very well knowledgeable of what we do. We've run tons and tons of tests on our products. But, you know, you're not getting what you think you're getting out of your projector. We're going to actually improve that even more. You'll watch me walk on 18 different sites, commercial sites, even rooftops. That screen will pull up everywhere we go with no problem whatsoever. And again, as I said before, I hate to put it this way, and I don't want to say like I'm trying to squeeze you into doing something you don't want to do. Because like I said, it's up to you. You want to get what you paid for your projector. You put the money out for it. You did the investment. You put the time into it. You want to make sure you get what you paid for. I'm here to tell you, you're not getting it at all, period. You're not getting it at all. You're not reading your contrast. You're not reading your color. You're not getting it. What are your options? Well, here's your options. Go to white screen. Well, you're getting jack out of your projector. You're not getting anything at all. We all know that. Gray screen paint. Well, you could do the same thing with any form of Home Depot. They're all do the same thing at the end of the day. And the gray screen paints, again, don't read contrast, don't read color, none of that at all, period. They were just there for the time being until when the gunmetals popped up, they became, well, people have money. They could go get the gunmetals because they had the money, but the other people, the screen paint became a budget paint because that's what it is. It's considered to be a budget paint now because of the gunmetal technology. And for those of you who want to go out and have deep pockets, you're going to go to the gunmetal. That's going to be pretty funny watching you pay $5,000 for a screen that we can literally overpower on so many levels. It's not even funny. It costs far, far less. Far less. Oh, I love that cube. It's gorgeous. Now, hold on for a minute. I forgot something while I was in there. Right. Let's see about that. More demonstrations through these. Oh, more demonstrations on fully lit environment at 160 inches. Yeah, you're not doing that on a certified. As a matter of fact, that's a gray paint we developed. I forgot about that. It was a gray screen paint we developed. We don't make it anymore. Oh, it was a Valva. That was the Valva paint we made. Yeah. Fully lit environment, 150-inch screen display. We don't make gray paints anymore. We're done with that. I'm past that field. We'll be in gunmetal right now. I'm not bothering with grays anymore. But actually, yeah. My projector was around 18 feet from the screen. And you got gray paints up there that can't even do that. No, we don't do those anymore. That's the past now. Moving on to new technology. All right, let me see. Oh. 2-screen projector displays. Oh, my personal favorites right here. These are my personal favorites right here. There you go. So in this demonstration, you see the projector right here? That's 5,000 lumens 1080p. That's 4,000 lumens 720p. I told you before, it really doesn't make a difference if you up your lumen count as somebody's in the room, sit there and say that, hey, look, all I got to do is just increase the lumen count and I'll come out with an amazing screen. No, you won't. There we go. We just showed it. Two Christie projectors. There's a Christie right there. Like I said, 1920 by 1200 full 1080p projector at 5,000 lumens on the gray surface. Over here on the black surface, 4,000 lumens, 720p projector, 18 feet. And this is 18 feet by 13 feet. Yeah. Look at that. You're not picking up jack. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. You will not be jumping over the candlestick. It ain't going to happen. You can't read it. You can't register. It won't pick up. Number one, if you're going to do an OLED demonstration, you do know that this background is actually black. So I tell people when I sit in the conversation with the guy, he was like, no, but it's picking up. I said, dude, the background here is supposed to be black. It's an OLED demonstration. The spear here is supposed to have a kind of shine to it, and it's supposed to be black. You can see the difference between the spear here and the spear there. Even the red is washed out here compared to here. Yeah, he bought our product. So no, yeah, honestly, to tell you the truth, yeah, the only options really you have, and it's the truth. I mean, it is. You can go near the white screens; they don't work. You can go near the gunmetal screens; extremely expensive, and again, we can overpower the screen for far less. On site, this is me on site on commercial on site. That's my screen on commercial on site. Spend all that money for a screen and find out that you could have did it for far less. Like the customer who's going to spend, I asked him what was his wallet for his projectors. His wallet was $2,000. I said, that's too much money. What the heck are we buying? I said, no, you don't need all that. I showed him the screen. He bought the same projector that got behind me, the 720p. I showed him that screen at 250 inches outside. He was like, oh, shoot. Showed him customer screens outside. Yeah, they like when I see the customer screens outside. There you go. I told you, we did that already. I showed you one of my customers, alone, one of my customers outside with his projector was able to take out all of Jamie's customers. I hate to say it in disrespect to your customers and all, you know, but it's the truth. That outside demonstration he did took out all their demonstrations. None of them could match it. Yeah, you can take our screens are designed to go anywhere we need them to go. And the customers are going to get whatever the person, merchant, whatever he's developing, whatever he's making, your limitations also too are the limitations of your customers. So if your screen has limitations, guess who else has limitations? Your customers. Customers don't have limitations. Here we are on site. No, this is actually at the house showing the difference between our white levels. Corner to corner, one here, here, and here, showing corner to corner, the difference between a white surface versus our black technology. So what I mean by I hate to say it by saying you really don't have a choice. Honestly, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude here, but you really don't. Whatever projector you buy, it's not going to work. I'm telling you that from the door, it's not going to work. I mean, you're welcome to go buy from somebody else. I don't mind. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I mean, I appreciate the words. I really do. Well, you know, we're blessed either way. We're going to make money either way. It doesn't make a difference. But I'm here to tell you the truth. Your projector does not work if you're using it on a gray or white screen. Even gunmetal, it won't pick up. Any one of these certified screens that want to take me to court on that theory, hey, I'm more than welcome to go. I'll bring a technology in there that I guarantee at the end of the day that you set your screen against it, it'll do exactly as we said it's going to do. You will not register next to that screen. You will see a more superior screen than yours. You want to give me publicity? Yeah, I'll take it. I'm not trying to be rude here or disrespectful in any way, but it's a truth be truth. The whole purpose of gunmetal technology is your contrast levels. That's what y'all boast about. Well, you can't beat a screen that has an infinity contrast level. You won't win against it. So where does that put you at? I could literally take you to court and I could challenge you on you making that statement. You can't say that now. You can't go out and say that, oh, we have the darkest. No, you can't. You honestly can't say that. Or we can say it. We can literally challenge you in court over this and win easily. We should be the only, if we come in and say we should be the only ones that are labeled with the ability to be able to do it. Only black screens should have this ability to say this. Only black screens. Gunmetals don't have this right. You guys come up gray. We have to prove that in court. Is that going to be hard to do? No, it's not going to be hard to do. We can make it so that basically all gunmetal screens have to read that you come up dark gray. I have never said any one of my gunmetal screens would ever be to produce 100% black. Never in any demonstrations. We even did side by side, gunmetal versus our technology, our own gunmetal versus our own products, showing you star fields. No, can't say that. And mind you, keep in mind that at one point to prove this theory in a room, and this will tell you how far I go when it comes to testing and doing demonstrations, I deliberately designed a gunmetal technology to be able to take out all the other gunmetals and then used our own black technology to take out that gunmetal. There you go. There you go. Gunmetals don't read 100% contrast. They can't. White screens don't read for jack. So when I tell you that there's nothing else, there is nothing else. Do the research. Go hunt around. I bet you every time you pop on YouTube, we'll pop up first. You'll see us all the time. We pop up all over YouTube. I deleted my I got rid of my account. What was it? TikTok. Nope. TikTok is trash. It's a trashy site. It's just trash. It is. It's just trash all the way around. I wouldn't even affiliate my company to TikTok. Not in a million years. See? Look at that. You don't know that demonstration when it comes up when it says 8K, Ultra HD, that background is supposed to be 100% black. This is supposed to be yellow. This is supposed to be 100% black. So, I mean, if you have a white screen, you can't read any of that. You have a gray screen, you can't read any of that at all, period. And gunmetals can't read it because, again, they have to pick up an infinity contrast level. So you're not going to get exactly what you paid for out of your projector. There's our white levels right there. We always show our white levels right next to a white surface to show you where our white levels lay at. That's our sacrifice line right there. That's as far as it goes. Now this right here is the advanced ambient light rejection dedicated black CINEMAX. That's what we have now. FLEs are higher than this. So you were in this environment with a 5,000 lumen projector, you're not picking up anything on a white screen or gray screen. Gunmetal, a little bit better, but no, not on these screens you won't pick up. There's our test there. Let me see. This is on site again, showing people how to turn picture frames with our technology. Paint over anything you want. No priming involved. Bam! Just paint over top of it. Yeah. We took old, dirty picture frames that we found in the basement, nobody wanted, and we turned them into projection screens with our technology. And you can use them in fully lit environments. Do I have these pictures saved to my phone? I have no idea if I did or not. Oh, paint your ceilings. We've done that a dozen times. The aquarium. The aquarium. Clean, beautiful images. That's the way it's supposed to be. You think outside the box. You got a gray screen paint. Where you going with it? You're going to go to your wall. That's it. You ain't going to the ceiling. You're not going to the floor. And even on your wall, you're still going to be in a dark environment at the end of the day. You can't turn the lights on in the environment. Your screen will wash out. Y'all know that. We've seen the demonstrations with the customers. None of them could be in the same environment as my customer Hector outside on his projector. They couldn't produce. We're outside watching movies. They can't do that. And if that screen can pull up outside, what do you think it can do inside? Inside's a cakewalk for that technology. So I said before, if they want to paint it to the ceiling, you put a screen on your ceiling, put a screen on your floor, put a screen outside. Can't paint that to the ceiling. Let me see. Let me go get this other one real quick. We're just going through our little slideshow selections. Here we go. This is one of my trophies right here. Yeah. They acknowledge our technology. They know exactly who we are at the end of the day. I bet you naysayers never got one of these, have you? I've gotten quite a few of these from a lot of companies who acknowledge who we are. They know who we are. They know exactly who we are. 12/17, 12/17, yeah, 2015. 6 a.m., 6:35. If I sit there and tell you at the end of the day that I was woke up at around that time about from Screen Innovation, I can show you right here. I'll back up everything I say. So let me get this straight. This is a company that never saw, or they saw our technology. They saw it on video. They never actually had it in their hands, ever. They saw enough of, these are expert in the field. So let me get this straight real quick. Let me put this out real quick. Danny calls himself a professional in the field. Jamie calls himself a professional in the field. What would their credibility be next to Screen Innovation? I'm just curious. So basically, Screen Innovation's credibility would be way higher than theirs. Of course, yeah, because these guys have been in the business for a long time. 11 years, and 11 or something years, something developing this technology. Now, keep in mind that when these guys never touched their product. They never picked it up. They never had it. They never bought it. Nothing at all, period. They saw videos. That's it. And in the video, this is where we're doing the demonstrations next to Screen Innovation, because at that particular point, after seeing how amazing the technology was, and I'm thinking that, you know what, I want to have the same thing. I can't develop great paints anymore. It's useless. There's no point. This stuff is actually running around. There's no way in the world to survive it. So I started my road on basically developing darker technology. Now, we've got around the D4K, D5K, D6K technology. It was almost we mimicked the screen. And right when we're mimicking the screen, I didn't think they were watching me. I never thought they were watching me at all, period. But they were watching me the entire time. This is why I told you that, we have companies that'll come in and they won't never join a live stream. You'll never see them in a live stream ever. But they'll watch those demonstrations later on. Yes, they will. Now, you guys make claims on my products at the end of the day that my products don't work at all. But yet a company such like this has acknowledged our products work, because they can tell because they're experts in the field. Yeah, no conversation. You're interested, yeah, in looking into your products. Seems to have potential. Let me know when you're ready to continue this discussion. I'm not going to show you what went on with the rest of it, but let's get back over here real quick. Bring it up a little bit more. There you go. So when they contacted me, I'm thinking like, oh, this has definitely got to be a joke for my buddy June, because he's the one who sent me the sample sheet. He's the one who got me the sample sheet. I'm thinking he's a little bit of a practical joke. I'm thinking this is him joking around with me. This is a joke. There's no way in the world they contacted me. I describe these big companies as giants. They walk in the world of giants. They don't see us at all. They don't see us at all, period. We're way down there. They don't see us at all, period. It's like, when you're walking around on the street, you don't see the ants and bugs underneath of you that you're probably crushing every day. You don't see that. You don't acknowledge it because it's not in your world. That's why you don't see it. It's a way to explain on different levels. So you don't see that. And that's what they were, giants. Only giants see giants. They don't see anybody else but giants. So they see all the other ones, the elites, the DMP supernovas, the firehawks. They see all of them in their world, but they don't see us. But every once in a while, one of these giants may be walking around. They may see something shiny down and go, I wonder what that is down there. Let me go have a look at this. And they'll lean down and pick it up and go, oh, this is quite impressive. It's like you walking around and you find a vintage coin. You would have never noticed that, but one day you just happened, something caught your eye and you go pick it up and you find that you found something that has great value attached to it. And it could grow into something much greater than that. And that's what happened to us. They saw our technology and they acknowledged our technology. So when I first saw that, I was really extremely happy. Like, wow, man, they saw us at the end of the day. I mean, they were watching me. I didn't even think they were watching me at all, but they were watching me. I'm thinking, man, that's crazy. Like that's insane. So at first, like I said, when a guy first called me, This is afterwards I got the watermark. When the guy first called me, I was like, yeah, right, June. Funny. Ha ha. Good joke. Bam, and hung the phone up. Because I'm thinking, as my buddy called me, I'm like, June got some nerd calling me up freaking early in the morning for some dumb nonsense, man. Come on, man. But then again, I'm thinking, that's not June. June doesn't do crazy stuff like that. Not that early in the morning. Maybe in the afternoon he'll do something like that, but not in the morning because he knows I'm sleeping. I went back to sleep. I hung the phone up on the guy. I went back to sleep. The phone rings again. I pick it up and go, look, man, June, you got to stop playing around and do so. I don't know who June is, but my name is so-and-so and so, and we're from Screen Innovation. I go, yeah, right. Do me a favor. Send me an email with your watermark attached to it, and then I'll believe you. And there it is. That's how we got the email with the watermark. Now, later on, these two documents right here are from their attorneys requesting for us to remove all videos and everything else. Now, did we do anything wrong with them? No, we never slandered them. We didn't do anything wrong whatsoever. Now, mind you, if someone's slandering your company, we sent one out to Jamie. We sent the cease and desist order out to him because he was actually slandering our company. We never contacted him and said, hey, buddy, your product has potential and we discussed this more. No, we came at him with a cease and desist order and said, look, buddy, you touch this stuff one more time, you're going to find yourself in court. You're getting sued. And where we're at now. They sent us a letter differently. So if they ever come into court and say, well, no, buddy, you sent me a letter with your watermark attached to it that our product has potential. That doesn't sound like a person who's upset because we were testing your product. It's because things didn't go their way, and that's the reason why. The next step was the bully tactics. So this is the reason why, message to you, Screen Innovation, is all our technology is strictly designed to wipe your stuff. That's what I engineered it for. See, you naysayers at the end of the day think it's about you. It was never, ever about you. You were not even thought of. You're not even in the picture. I don't even consider your products to even be real under our standard. We don't consider your screen paints to be real. I'm not talking in the level. I'm not trying to act like, okay, yeah, I'm a Christian at the end of the day, but I'm going to tell you like it is. It's the truth. Your products don't work. It's a waste of our time. It's a waste of my time to go out and even think about your products. We couldn't even get this stuff up here. Whatever we did get up here failed miserably. Awful. I got unboxings on most of all their stuff. When we start reaching a level of cancellations and constant lies and all that stuff, now we're in the soap opera era. We're basically, it's become one big soap opera. It's a waste of time. That's what I realized in 2024 when I was looking at that. You canceling orders. We gave one guy one chance, and all he had to do is basically ship the item over, and he changed an entire state. When you start seeing tactics like that, this is when you know, okay, it's not worth our time. It's back, and we're done with this. You guys are not serious about it. You're just trolls. That's how we see you. You're just trolls. But these individuals, at the end of the day, what I didn't like about, I respect Diamond Technology because, again, they make good technology. They do. I respect the technology. I would never go in and say, oh, they're this and that and the other, because it's not true. Even if a company, or even if, say, if Jamie at the end of the day made a good product that actually did work, and we got it over here with no hassle, no headaches, no cancellations, no nonsense, no bull at the end of the day, and we got it over, and it worked great, I would sit there and give you credit where credit is due. It works, it works. With Diamond, when it came over here, quite impressive. They are responsible for the reason why we don't make gray paints anymore. Why we start developing darker technology, because what we saw from them was quite impressive. Always been impressed by their technology. But in the end, I don't like how they treated us. I don't like how they use these tactics against me. And when I develop my technology is never for you naysayers at the end of the day. What for? My technology is strictly engineered to take out Diamond Technology. It's not a revengeful tactic. It's just to prove at the end of the day we are far more advanced and far more better. I just didn't like the way they did the bully tactics. I thought it was unnecessary. If you felt the need that, first things first, if I'm not slandering you and I'm not doing anything wrong against your products at all, then you have no business sending that cease and desist order to my doorstep. It should have never got there to begin with at all, period. I think it came from tactics of being in fear of what we were capable of doing. At the time, black technology, we didn't have it. Under D4K and D5K, there were dark gunmetal technologies. That's what they were. I think they were in fear that basically what we would become. So now you will see what we already have become. We have a 100% infinity black contrast level, and I'm willing to challenge them in court that you cannot call your product black contrast levels because you don't read it. Unless you have a physical black screen, that's the only way. We are the only ones who have that entitlement to say that. So that's why at the end of the year, I'm going to be challenging a lot of the certified companies, a lot of the dark gray products that if you're claiming to have a black contrast level, you have to remove it because you don't have it. We have it. It's only fair. It's only fair. We have the right to have that title. But other than that, yeah, that's the reason why. Now, am I angry and bitter with the guy? No, no, not at all, period. I just developed my technology to be better than theirs. That's what I do. That's exactly what I do. Now, I was quite impressed with the surface I got over here because the last surface I tested, it did have a bit of an angle gain to it. This one over here didn't have anything at all, which is quite impressed, which means he has been advancing this technology, and I like that. I like that when people basically push for better products. That's what I like, because that means that keeps us always on our toes to develop better technology ourselves. This is why I cannot wait to see if Screen Innovation develops a black technology. This would be quite impressive to see, and also too fantastic to put against the Omega. That's what I'm interested in seeing. So no, at the end of the day, you naysayers, I know you definitely want to be a part of what I'm doing, but you're not anywhere near it. You can't pass gray house paint. Your stuff don't even change. Your stuff changes colors on cameras. You don't have any tests done on your stuff. You can't do proper batch numbers. You fake all your... There's no way in the world you're competing with him at the end of the day. That's not going to happen. That's big boy stuff at the end of the day. You're not in the area. You're not even in the area. You're in a small lake with a bunch of fish. We're swimming with the sharks at the end of the day. You can't compete with these people at the end of the day. We can. You mess with one of these companies at the end of the day, and they will come get you. And you better be able to back yourself 100%. Can't get on camera and lie about range gain and all this. No. Not with these guys, you can't. And these guys are taking it. Oh, we are taking the court and challenging on that. I forgot about that. We are challenging them in court over that nonsense. But anyway, still, yeah. But yeah, all our technology is designed to be more overpowered than diamond technology. Now, people would ask me what's the best gunmetal screen. I'll say diamond. Oh, no. Yeah, on the gunmetal, yeah, it would be diamond. Diamond has the best gunmetal. I can honestly say that. And like I said, even with the way they did me wrong and all, I can sit there and say, oh, their gunmetal's trash and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not true. I'd be lying at the end of the day. That's not true. You got to tell the truth. That's the problem with these people who hate on us for the sake of hating on us. Our products can be absolutely fantastic, and they'll still hate on us. That's bitterness. That's a shame. That's sadness right there. But for what they did to us, at the end of the day, no, I don't like what they did. And yes, I engineer all my technology to be far more advanced than theirs. But still, at the end of the day, I give credit where credit is due. It's one of the best gunmetal screens I've ever seen in my entire life. I can honestly say that. Out of all the testing I've done on all the certified screens, the diamond would be the more superior until our technology comes out, because that's what it's going to have to face. It's going to have to face an inferior technology, and this is going to be interesting. Very, very interesting to see how a diamond would stand up against our own gunmetal technology under the crystal edge. It's going to be far less. I'll tell you that much. All right, it'll be interesting to see. But anyway, we know from the door up, black technology is not going to be able to compete with it because of the infinity contrast levels. And it is going to pull a higher white level due to the fact that it is a gunmetal screen versus a black technology. But still, it's not going to turn my screen black and unwatchable. That's not going to happen. Virtually impossible. But other than that, the real test would be, at the end of the day, will be putting it against the Imperial gunmetal. That is going to be interesting. Oh, I can't wait to see how that one turns out. I'm very curious about it myself. But anyway, I've had fun here. I hope you enjoyed. I still got to come in and I got to do updates. I'm waiting for packages to get here, which means I got to get off so I can check my packages and stuff because I got stuff that has to be done. But like I said, options are pretty much, I guess, and put it this way, at least we're not making crappy products, so that's good. You're not forced to buy crappy products at the end of the day, but, if we're going to be showing a product that's good, we have to show that we're better than gunmetal. We have to show we're better than gray paints. We have to show we're better than white screens. This is why we have all these tests and demonstrations that are done on every level you can possibly think of. This is why we have over 10,000 videos buried into YouTube. And, we have more demonstrations than anyone else. But the only choices you have, and it's true, is us. That's it. And then when the FLE launches, that's pretty much the end for everything. FLE technology can 100,000 lux of sunlight. Are you kidding me? Do you know how powerful a gain that is? There's nothing that can literally touch that. We can walk anywhere we want with that technology. That's what I love about it. We can walk anywhere I want. Not once have I ever, when I had the Black Series dedicated CINEMAX, when I was walking through that building complex, never did it cross my mind to turn lights out to make the screen look better. Because we don't need it. It's not required for our technology. We can pull up in highly foliated environments. Look at this FLE technology outside on a sheet of glass with direct sunlight hitting it. Once you reach that plateau, that level, there's nothing else. There's nothing higher than sunlight. Let's try and get a meteor or something. I don't know, but nope. That's what the TV technology is going to have pretty soon. See the other half of the glass? See where the glass is being hit? This is with our coating, without our coating. With our coating, without our coating. Oh, yeah. So it's pretty crazy, ain't it? Yeah. I can't wait till we get them in the TV forms. The TV forms, the TV projection screen is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to boost the sale on ultra short those. A lot of people are going to be running in ultra. But on top of that, I think 720p is going to make a comeback. Because again, at the end of the day, you really don't have to have a 4K or a 1080p projectors. It's not needed. You're spending too much money. Like I said, the customer who went in and bought the screen from us, he had a $2,000 wallet for his projector. That's for one projector. I got to get his lamps too. I got a place where he can buy his lamps at. Got to contact him today. I found one. Yeah, he bought 3 projectors, 3 of them at I think 2 5,000 and 1 4,000, all Chrissy's. That's it. 3 of them from the $2,000 he was going to spend. That's why I said when I see some people in there with these expensive projectors, man, you have paid way too much. Way too much. You don't need all that. Spartan's going to be a beautiful screen too. I can't wait for that. That's going to come with a freaking helmet. Now that's going to be a legendary limited edition. I can't wait till we get those things up and going. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. How we're going to set the whole thing up. It is going to be beautiful. It's going to be wallpaper, but it's going to be beautiful. 120-inch wallpaper screen. Spartan. It's going to be gorgeous. And then on top of that, because of the fact that it's going to come with the helmet. And this is a real helmet, people. This is not no plastic helmet. No, this is a metal helmet. You're going to be to put on your head, sit there and watch 300 on your Spartan screen. It's going to be a joy to have one of those babies. And yes, your specification sheet is going to be on a scroll. You're going to hook that thing up. All right, people. Well, like I said, we always say do your research before you buy. Even from us, make sure you do your research. Because, you want to make sure that you're getting what you paid for. We have our test demonstrations displayed through our page. This is our Crystal Edge page right here. This is a gunmetal. We have right here. This is where the Imperial gunmetal is going to be at. And we have something called Black Onyx Gold. These are our customer demonstrations. This is the guy right here. I told you right here. Did a demonstration for us. His one demonstration alone by itself could easy beat any other customer demonstration. This is outside, people, on a 720p projector. No windows, no doors, none of that stuff blocking the screen, none of that nonsense. Right outside. Bum, 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 bum. Clean. See that? That's what you want. If we can get it to run out there, you can get it to run anywhere you want. So we'll pause this video real quick. So this is our Crystal Edge page. Yes, we did update everything on it. These are customers right here showing off their picture slideshows. Thank you so much for our customers and basically sending over picture demonstrations. We do and videos. We do appreciate it. Mr. John T, we appreciate you. Here's our customers coming here. This is our gunmetal technology showing you the Phantom, our technology from our history on our gunmetal technology. And we're going to have some info page here about our products. There's going to be new FLE technology. We're going to do some 235.1, some more pictures. Also, too, very important to be to show the difference between the black levels in your products. versus black versus black. This is a very important demonstration that must be done. And this right here is the most outside demonstrations on and off YouTube. It's one of the biggest grids we ever had, we ever designed. You can see everything you want on outdoor projection screens, inflatable, dual 150 inch, 250 inches, 180 inches, 150 inches on different fronts projectors, inflatable screens, outdoor in the snow, out in the rain, you name it's here. We've done it. Even Optima GT55 outside at 140 inches. That's why some get people to talking about their ultra short though demonstration. This demonstration alone beats everybody else's. I'm not bragging, it's true. It's a Optima GT55 outside at 140 inches, and people are inside with these projectors in the dark. And we can do it outside. We're going to be working on a how-to page showing you how to build all different forms of fixed frame projection screens to help you out. And we're going to be, we don't need to do it with the blacklist anymore. We're going to keep the blacklist. It's definitely going to stay. But for the individuals that we have on there, we're done with that. Because again, court's going to be coming up soon, and we're going to get ready to get all this into court. So we're done with all that. All we're doing right now is just submitting more documents. As I've been doing all this week. Matter of fact, I got to be downtown today. I got to submit more documents and more documents and more documents. So we're not done submitting complaints against these individuals. There are more charges stacking up as we go back and forth. I got to go back in. I got to put more stalking charges on this individual because, again, as I said before, his channels are under investigation. Those people that are involved are under investigation. So, and there's other stuff we have on our phones and emails and all that stuff that we're bringing up, and now we're filing more charges. So yeah, it's gonna be a long, long case. Let me see. I want to go to the other side right here, because we site right here. There we go. It's gonna pop over here. I got to work on the sugar plum fairy. Psycho, you got bigger. You gained a little weight, didn't you? Yeah, you fuzzy one. Oh yeah, you did get heavier. Shoot, man, I remember he was about 2 pounds now. Now you're roughly about, I'm going to say about 4 pounds now. Yeah, about 4 pounds. Well, that cat food's pretty good. I'm trying to get him to gain some weight. He got a little bigger. That's good. That's fantastic. Great. That's 5 pounds. I got to get used to carrying in the bag, in the bubble bag. All right, let me see. Let's go pop over here. I might get that. I like the whole where the letters go and they pull up. I'm going to do it on this one because I like it, but I'm going to have to go the other way. I have it on the Black Series edition. Oh, I got to get out of here, people. I got much to do. I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you for your time. Those of you who sat here and watched me put this whole thing together, actually going in basically for, actually people watched me put it together when I first built it, but the new updates we put in. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Be safe out there. I'm going to come back in later on to do the updates because we got a couple more updates on here we have to finish off. I still got to go back to the search engine optimizer on both accounts and do some, and I got some other stuff I got to set up, but I got to go. Thank you all for your time and God bless. Ooh, I forgot about that. I got to get that done.